Hey, this is the creator of Elements of War. My name is Curtis Turner, aka the Iceman, and today I'm going to be talking about LeetBoard. Basically, LeetBoard is a really simple modification. It deals with Config.cfg, and then there's like thousands of configuration files that I've created, and then it also has to deal with the hotkeys menu. And you have to manually view the hotkeys menu unless you're playing a source game such as Half-Life 2, Counter-Strike Source. You can also use the hotkeys menu in a gold source game. Now, in 1996, id Software created Quake, and with it they created the Config.cfg system. Now, configuration is basically in any video game. It deals with your hotkeys and your variables, such as how high your sound will be, how good your graphics will be, your resolution, and just all kinds of different things like that. So basically, since my modification mainly deals with the Quake engine, it can be used in a lot of different video games, because Quake moved on to Quake 2, Quake 3, Quake 4. Quake engine, Quake 1 and 2 moved to Half-Life, which, you know, if you've played Valve games, Left 4 Dead, Portal 2, Dota, whatever else they're going to be creating, all that. And then Quake 3 moved to Call of Duty. We're up to like 7 now, I think. So basically any game that uses the Quake's config.cfg, it can be, my mod basically can be used in it. And even if it doesn't use the same variable names, like id Software is really horrible at changing their configuration names, like their camera distance. They've changed that, like, I think every time they made a new game they changed that command name. So if that happens, you can go into the configuration files that I have created and just kind of manually edit them a little bit if I haven't done it already. So like the slot system, like I was talking about, slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, yada yada yada. Mainly that's all covered, and a lot of all these other configurations are covered, such as camera distance. I try to make sure that the camera system is totally covered. So basically a hotkey is when you press down and when you release. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you some examples to get rid of this video. Actually, before we go ahead and show you some videos of what are the hotkeys that I made, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm working on now. What I got now is trying to make it so every key on the keyboard, the controller, the mouse, it's its own key. So rather than just pressing spacebar is going to duck, it's going to be its own configuration file for when you press it down and release it. So for example, when you press tab, it's going to show your scores, it's going to put you in first person, and it's going to change your Q, W, E, R, and T to change your camera. And then if you let go, it's just your normal Q, W, E, R, T, which is ERT slot system for me. But yeah, that's what I'm working on now. So basically it's going to be kind of like World of Warcraft, where you can hold down Shift, Control, and Alt and do all kinds of bullshit like that. Mainly the problem is it's really tedious, it's kind of boring, you get really confused easily, and I don't know, it's just not, it's really tedious. So basically this is Kingdoms Collide. It's a really badass source modification. If you haven't tried it, you definitely want to check it out. Now I've probably beat this dead horse a few times already, but let's go ahead and talk about the third person camera system. Basically works in most source video games and modifications, and also kind of the Quake. Really just kind of depends. Mainly it's a source thing. Now this camera view system right here is the Elements of War camera system. It's not Zelda, it's not Diablo or Nox, it's not a mixture such as Alien Swarm. In this camera view, the character will always look to the north, and anytime you turn left or right, the camera will go clockwise or counterclockwise with you. Then you've also got first person, You can zoom in and out, yada yada, do some top-down view zooms, etc. Now, one of my favorite hotkeys of all time is World of Warcraft's Alt-Z. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and press it, or I'm going to go ahead and show you. Check it out. Where'd the HUD go? Now, we want to, in future versions of Elite Board, and I'm hoping that other developers will do this, you're going to be allowed more HUD modification. So in Kingdoms Collide, you're not allowed to see the crosshair, but you know, mainly if you can only see the crosshair, that would be perfect for me. Okay, that video quality really sucked, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk about some of the other hotkeys. Some of the other hotkeys include the ability to, normally you could jump or you could duck. Now in Source Engine you can jump and duck at the same time to go higher. So there's a hotkey for that if you want. There is a hotkey to, this is a good archer hotkey where you can pull back your bow and then just let it sit there until you press your attack. Let's see what else we got. We got attack 2 and attack 1 at the same time. I think in Dark Messiah, if you're a warrior, if you press both buttons at the same time, you'll do a charge. Now, I say attack 2 and attack 1, you're probably thinking, oh, I use mouse 1 and 2. Well, I use right click to jump. So, and middle mouse is attack 2. So it really depends on my other hotkeys, but attack 2 and attack 1 at the same time can be very difficult. We got other hotkeys, like another good archer hotkey is like, say you're shooting at above, and you got your bow pulled back, and you can make it so your mouse will no longer move up and down, so you can just move left and right. That could be considered a cheat, you know. There's a lot of different other things, yada yada yada. So finally, I like to end this video. There's a few main reasons for Elite Board. One is to stop developers from creating command names. They're all the same commands, so stop making different command names. Also try and make name them better, you know. Stop naming them really weird commands. Try and get them all set. So all your little player physics, that's right, I'm talking to you Valve and you id. I'm a strafe jumper, I like bunny hopping. Let the server choose that, not you. You know, physics or SV/physics. Other than that, we got the player. You know, I really want it so you can do whatever you want. You know, your hotkeys. If you use WASD, if you use ESDF, IJKL, arrow keys. I hate this in the Halo games. I'm a GoldenEye player, so I like to use my left stick to turn. I don't really use the controller. I got into mouse and keyboard, so I skipped the whole Halo generation. But I do like Halo. But it's really weird when you got your left control stick to look and duck, and your right one to move and zoom. So you know, Southpaw. Give a little Southpaw love there. Let's see what else. Also, if you want to face roll your keyboard to do a freaking attack, I'm going to allow you to do that. No more 1, 2 hotkeys. None of that crap. And then, you know, unlimited control of how you play the game. You know, Elite Board is all about how do you play the game.